Good morning, good morning, good morning. Mwah. Kiss up to God. To God be the glory for all the wonderful works that He does. Thank you, God, for a new day. Thank you, God, for a do over. Thank you, God, for those brand new mercies and brand new grace. Thank you, God, for life and health and strength. Thank you, God, for family and friends. Thank you, God, that we're still in the land of the living. And God, if we have the opportunity to say I'm sorry, allow that, Lord, because saying I'm sorry can restore a whole lot of things. It recover a whole lot of things. But please, if you say it with sincerity. Mean what you say. Just don't say it because you want to. Say it because you have to or because it's necessary. Happy Saturday. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me as always. As I state, you could go anywhere, you could join anybody, but joining me means the world to me. And I appreciate each one of you. So this morning I broke my title down into two because when I'm on here, one of the points that they give you, like make your titles short because sometimes people don't see the whole thing. So I broke it down. And the first line said, um, passing your test is required. The second line says, to move on to the next level. But it's actually one title. Passing your test is required to move to the next level. Even in school, if you don't pass that test, you don't go to the next level. You don't go to the next grade. And it works the same way. Passing your test. And so I'm going to read what Google said about test, and then I'm going to read the biblical meaning of test, being tested by God, as you know. Okay. Test is procedures and intended to establish the quality, performance, or liability of something, especially before it is taken into wide world use to measure your skills, your knowledge, and your capacity, used to identify or to characterize an assessment. Now, the biblical meaning of like when we're tested by God is a situation that God sends or allows in our life with the intentions of revealing our loyalty, motivation, character, and commitment to Him, and to help purify, strengthen, and mature us. When we pass the test, it always glorifies God. So that's what we're going to talk about. Pass the test. Glorify God, going to the next level, because a lot of times we are tested. One person stated, God tests us, the devil tempt us. And that is so true. Because so many things we're tempted by, and we're tested just to see if we're gonna fall into that temptation. But you can't go to the next level. And I just want to use like examples. Okay, you want a house, but you can't even pay rent on an apartment. You haven't been paying your rent on your apartment. Why should you get the house and you can't pay your rent on your apartment? A car. Oh, I need a car. If you get a car, you have to maintain it. Cars need maintenance like everything else. If you don't change the oil or put gas in it or keep it filthy, why should you go to the level of another car or a nicer car if you can't even take care of the one that you have? Private millions of dollars. I think most of us pray, God, I want millions of dollars. You can't even maintain hundreds of dollars. So those things that I put down, even if you want a wife or a husband, how you treating your girlfriend, how you treating your boyfriend. You want to go to the next level of being married. We got some people, some might be stepping on toes that are not really clean. They don't know how to wash dishes, they don't know how to do laundry, they don't clean, they don't cook. But yet you want a husband. And most of the time, I don't know about the men of today, maybe they like fast food, but a lot of times men like a clean home, especially if they're out there working. They want a clean home and they want cooked food. And the same thing for a woman. You can't, if a man want a wife, you're going to have to protect her. She don't want a husband that's wimpy. She don't want a husband that's not putting her first, with things that's going on. And she also want a husband that'll help too, that'll do the laundry for her one day, and that'll do things that she need him to do also. So you can't want a spouse if you're not even treating the girlfriend boyfriend stage, to the utmost. Why should you marry them? These are all tests that we deal with in life, and even with watching like some celebrities and stuff. Some of them are elevated way up. People, not even just celebrity, people are elevated and they stall when they get up. They get up there and they can't breathe. And a lot of them fail and they come and they fall right back down. Everybody's not meant to be up there, because some of the ones that are up there, or that have been up there, what have they done? A lot of them are out of here because once they start making all that money, instead of taking the money for good use and to do things they have to do, they use the money to deal with other things like substances and stuff like that. And we know what happened with that. And then look at some of the ones that have been out there. A lot of them have come back to God. I've seen more celebrities and musicians talking about God now than ever. Because see, as they say, they've been to the mountaintop. They know what's up there or what's out there. But they also know that without God, they are nothing. All of that meant nothing. It was all temporary. They were being used. A lot of them are being used by other people. A lot of them are being used by football players, because it's football season. A lot of the owners don't even like our cow. By our cow to play football, and a lot of them are made to marry out of their race because that's what's put in their face. That's what's put in front of them. And to me, it's a little uneven, but you still test it. And if you don't have a career behind you, what happens if something is broken? Same thing with basketball, baseball, all of them. All of it fall under the same thing. You are doing great now, but what happens when you fail? Prime example, I was just looking at the thing, looking at the Instagram has made a statement like Mike Tyson went bankrupt after having $400 million. But look what happened. You know what happened with his career. So these things you're being tested with some of these things. And if you don't pass that test, you're not going to go to the next level. A lot of times you fall down, but so be careful who you're looking at or who you're talking about while you're going up there, because those are the same people you're going to look at when you're sliding down. Everybody's not meant to be there if they're not strong enough to deal with what they're going to get once they get there. That's what the testing is about. It's taking off stuff. Your character is taking things off. It's purifying you to who you really are. And that's why some of them come down and they're beginning to talk about the goodness of God, because they know that it was God, and they know that their careers or what happened with them was because they was failing tests. They thought once you get out there, and everybody thought, once you get out there, once you done made it, you're good. But without God, I don't care what you do. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care what you drive. I don't care who you're married to. None of that matters. If you don't have a foundation and if you don't have God in your life, all of that is just what it is. You can lose it just as fast as you can gain it. Because you need to understand God is in control of everything. And people don't realize that. And people, well, if they do, some of them realize it probably, but it doesn't matter, because some people really think they don't need God. I can't imagine how that feels. No matter what I went through, no matter what I've gone through, I always known that if God wasn't there, if God wasn't in my life, snuffed out of here big time. And some of the stuff, like when I was running and when I was drinking and when I was smoking, all that stuff that I was doing, he still was there protecting me, because he knew that I would be where I'm at. He knew already that I was going to pass some of those tests. I didn't think so, because when you are down in that valley, when you're low in that valley and you can't see your way through, and you feel like that you're failing, he's still there waiting, reaching down to pull you up. It's up to us to grab and go upward. We can stay in the valley as long as we want to. We can stay down as long as you want to. But there's got to come a time in your life that you're going to not want to be there anymore. That you're going to want to live your best life. That you're going to want to be happy again. That you're going to want to do what you have to do to make things better for you. Because you do have a generation behind you. You do have people watching you. And we need to make sure that we're doing the things that we need to do for God to let people know this is what happens when you have God in your life. No matter the struggles. No matter what's going on, you don't have to look like what you're going through. You don't have to act like what you're going through. Because you know that task that you're dealing with, you're gonna pass. But you have to be able to do it. That's why we have that free will. That's why God don't mess with our will. He wants you to do what you have to do to pass the test, but he's not going to force it. It's up to you. You're going to get tired of being where you're at. You're going to be glad to reach out to God. Because being in that valley and being despaired and always hurt and angry and oh my goodness. But when you start glorifying him, and when you start recognizing and noticing and reading and doing the things you have to do for him, and he start elevating you, they're going to be like, wow, is that the same person? Allow God to come into your life and allow God to do what he has to do to help you pass that test, because he gives you cheat sheets. You got it. It's the word. It's the word. He gave you a whole book that you just go to. Okay, if I'm dealing with this, let me flip to this page. That open book test. You know what I mean? The book is open. You got to open it. You can't let it sit there and get dust. Okay, let me go to this. Keep flipping them pages. Keep flipping those pages. And whenever you're dealing with stuff, that's where you go. You go to that open book test because you can pass it. The book is there. Open your book. Go to the test. The answers are there for you to pass. But it's up to you. If you think anybody needs to hear this, please share. And thank you so much for joining me today. And enjoy your Saturday. Find something to do. My name is Jennifer Bruce. I am your Southern Belle. And I am on the right road now. Y'all have a blessed day. Now you're here. God bless.